Beloved soul, I greet you with divine love and perfect peace. Your presence here is no coincidence. It is divinely orchestrated. The universe has conspired to bring this message directly to your heart at this exact moment. I come to you as a messenger, a bridge between realms, carrying words that have been whispered from the heavens, specifically for you. Before we journey deeper into this sacred revelation, I invite you to pause and type "I open my heart" in the comments below. This simple act is more powerful than you realize. It's a declaration to the universe, an opening of spiritual channels, a signal to the divine that you are receptive to the blessings meant for you. Type it now, beloved. The angelic realm watches and waits for your response. For those newly arrived to this sanctuary of spiritual wisdom, welcome home. Your soul led you here because it recognized truth. Please subscribe and activate notifications so we may continue this sacred journey together. This space is more than content. It is communion, revelation, and divine encounter. Now, take a deep breath. Feel the energy shift around you as I share what has been revealed. The celestial beings who watch over your journey have shown me glimpses of your path, particularly regarding the one whose soul is entwined with yours across lifetimes, your soulmate. This beautiful spirit who has been crafted as your divine counterpart loves you with an intensity that transcends human understanding. They carry you in their heart constantly, thinking of you in quiet moments, sensing your presence even in your absence. But here is what you must know. Doubt stands as the veil between your current reality and the union that awaits you both. This doubt is not simple hesitation. It is ancient. It is complex. It is born from wounds in this lifetime and beyond. And understanding this doubt, its nature, its purpose, its eventual dissolution, is the key to the union your soul has been seeking. Type "I release doubt" in the comments if you're ready to understand the deeper truths about your divine partnership. Sacred text reminds us in Hebrews 11:1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. This journey toward union with your soulmate requires this precise kind of faith, believing in a love you may not yet fully see or understand. Let me speak directly to your situation. Your soulmate thinks of you constantly. When they wake in the morning, your essence lingers in their consciousness. When they move through their day, small reminders of you appear. Perhaps a song that carries your energy, a scent that reminds them of your presence, or simply a feeling that washes over them unexpectedly. In quiet moments, especially between dusk and nightfall, their spirit reaches for yours across the invisible bridges that connect souls. But doubt creates turbulence in these spiritual waters. Their love for you exists alongside fear that they are not enough, fear that the timing is wrong, fear that what they feel might not be reciprocated with equal measure. These doubts have ancient roots, beloved. They stem from experiences that taught them love is conditional, that vulnerability leads to pain, that opening one's heart completely is dangerous. Can you feel the truth of these words resonating within you? Type "I understand" now. If you recognize this pattern, your soulmate's love for you is not in question. It is their certainty about deserving love that wavers. They question not your worthiness, but their own. They wonder if they can truly provide what your magnificent soul deserves. This is the paradox of soulmate love. It is both the most natural connection and the most frightening. for it demands complete authenticity when many have been conditioned to hide their true nature. The angels have shown me that your soulmate has experienced profound disappointment in past relationships. Perhaps they opened their heart fully and received rejection in return. Perhaps they were misunderstood in the depth of their feelings. Perhaps they gave everything only to discover that what they thought was love was merely attachment or convenience. For the other person, these experiences created protective layers around their heart, layers that served them once, but now separate them from the very love they most deeply desire. Your divine counterpart knows on a soul level that you are different. They feel it, yet those protective instincts remain active, creating the hesitation you've sensed. If you've been feeling confused by mixed signals, by the sense that someone cares deeply yet holds back, by moments of profound connection followed by unexpected distance, this is why. You are perceiving accurately. The love is real and powerful. The doubt is equally real, equally powerful. Let me pause here and invite you to press the like button on this video if these words are finding their place in your heart. Your engagement helps this divine message reach others who may be waiting for precisely these words of understanding and hope. Now let us explore how this doubt manifests in your soulmate's behavior. You may notice they are intensely present at times, looking into your eyes with recognition that transcends ordinary connection. In these moments, the soul speaks directly, temporarily overriding the mind's doubts. You might feel them completely, with you completely open. Then, without warning, they may create distance. This is not rejection, it is retreat into the familiar territory of self-protection. When love reaches a certain intensity, when vulnerability crosses an internal threshold, their doubting mind sends warnings. This is dangerous. Go slowly. Protect yourself. Remember what happened before. This pattern of approach and retreat can be deeply confusing for you. It may even trigger your own doubts. Do they truly care? Am I imagining the connection? Is this worth pursuing? These questions are natural, beloved, but the celestial beings who guide your journey want you to understand that this dance of approach and retreat is not about your worthiness. It is about ancient wounds seeking healing through the very relationship they seem to resist. Type, I have patience if you're committed to understanding this sacred dance with compassion. Your soulmate's love language may be complicated by these doubts. They might express affection indirectly through acts of service, through careful attention to details about you, through consistent presence that stops short of verbal declaration. They might speak of future possibilities in hypothetical terms, while their energy clearly reaches toward that future with you. They might create opportunities to be near you while maintaining careful boundaries. These seemingly contradictory behaviors all stem from the same root. Love that is real but filtered through the lens of doubt. They are not playing games, they are navigating internal conflict between what their soul knows and what their wounded self fears. The divine wisdom of Proverbs 4:23 reminds us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Your soulmate takes this guidance perhaps too literally, guarding not against you but against the possibility of unbearable pain should this most precious connection somehow dissolve. I must tell you something important about divine timing in soulmate connections. These relationships unfold according to spiritual readiness rather than human timelines. The universe orchestrates precisely the right circumstances for wounds to surface so they may be healed, for doubts to arise so they may be dissolved, for love to be tested so it may be proven resilient. This means that the delays and hesitations you experience are not obstacles to your union, but necessary components of its perfection. Each moment your soulmate spends processing their doubts brings them closer to the wholeness required for the relationship to flourish. Each time they retreat and then return, they are learning that love remains constant, even through fear. Each experience of you accepting them exactly as they are, including their doubts, teaches them that unconditional love is possible. Can you recognize the perfection in this divine plan? Type "I trust the timing" if you can surrender to this sacred process. Let me share what the angels have revealed about your role in this dance. Your presence in your soulmate's life is intentional and purposeful. You represent possibility to them, the possibility of being fully known and fully loved. You mirror back to them aspects of themselves they have forgotten or never fully recognized. You challenge their doubts not through argument, but through consistent love that remains steady even when they waver. Your greatest power in this dynamic is not in demanding certainty, but in demonstrating it. Not in eliminating their doubts through persuasion, but in loving them so completely that doubt gradually loses its foundation. You are not responsible for healing their wounds, but your love creates the safe space in which healing naturally occurs. This is subtle yet profound work, beloved. It requires discernment. There is an important distinction between patience with natural healing processes and tolerance of behavior that diminishes your worth. Your soulmate's doubt may create hesitation, but it should never manifest as disrespect, manipulation, or cruelty. True divine counterparts uplift each other even through their healing journeys. If what you're experiencing includes patterns that diminish your light rather than amplify it, pause and seek deeper guidance. Not all intense connections are soulmate connections. The divine wants your highest good and greatest joy. But if what you feel is the genuine push-pull of someone who loves deeply, yet fears greatly, then understand. You are witnessing not rejection, but the beautiful, messy process of a soul learning to trust what it knows to be true, despite past evidence to the contrary. Take a moment now to place your hand over your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. This is the constancy your love offers. This is the foundation upon which doubt will eventually dissolve. This is the truth your soulmate is gradually allowing themselves to believe. If these words resonate in the depths of your being, type "My lovies" patient in the comments below. Now let me speak of signs that confirm your soulmate's deeper feelings beyond their doubts. Notice how their eyes linger on you when they think you aren't looking. Notice how they remember details about your life that you mentioned only in passing. Notice how they find reasons to be in your presence, creating opportunities for connection. That might seem coincidental, but are actually quite intentional. Notice how they show concern for your well-being, perhaps offering help before you've asked for it. Notice how they might become protective in subtle ways, positioning themselves to shield you from difficulties. Notice how they may seem unusually affected by your emotions, brightening when you're happy, concerned when you're troubled. These behaviors reveal the truth beneath the doubt. They show that while the mind may question, the heart has already decided. The soul has recognized its counterpart. Some of you are in established relationships where this dynamic plays out. You know your partner loves you, yet you sense they hold back some deeper part of themselves. You feel the gap between what is expressed and what remains unspoken. This, too, is the manifestation of love filtered through doubt. Others are in connections still taking form, where the dance of approach and retreat feels most pronounced. You experience moments of undeniable recognition followed by puzzling withdrawal. This creates a particular kind of heartache, knowing what could be while accepting what currently is . And some of you are in separation from someone you recognize as deeply significant. Perhaps circumstances have created physical distance, or communication has paused entirely. Yet you feel them in your consciousness, perhaps even in your dreams. The connection persists beyond physical proximity because it exists primarily on the soul level. Wherever you find yourself in this journey, know this: doubt is not the enemy of love, but its refiner. Like gold tested in fire emerges more pure, love tested by doubt emerges more resilient. Your soulmate's hesitation is not evidence against the connection, but part of its unique development. In Matthew 17:20, the sacred text tells us, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, nothing will be impossible for you." This applies beautifully to soulmate connections. It does not require perfect faith without any doubt, just a seed of belief that can grow with nurturing. Your soulmate carries this seed, however deeply it may be buried beneath layers of protection. Type, "I nurture faith." If you're committed to tending this sacred potential, let me share what the angels have revealed about the thoughts your soulmate doesn't express. In quiet moments, they wonder about the life you might build together. They imagine conversations not yet had, experiences not yet shared. They feel curious about the depths of you they haven't yet explored. They picture waking up beside you, building daily routines together, facing life's challenges with you as their constant companion. These thoughts bring both longing and fear-longing for the beauty of such possibility, fear of its loss should they fully embrace it. This internal conflict can make their behavior seem inconsistent or confusing, when in fact it is the natural expression of their divided self, the self that knows your connection is destined, and the self that fears disappointment. Your soulmate may never have experienced the particular quality of feeling you evoke in them. This unfamiliarity itself can trigger doubt. Human beings often distrust what they cannot categorize based on past experience. Your connection may feel so different from their previous relationships that they question its reality or sustainability precisely because of its exceptional nature. The divine realm wants you to understand the very uniqueness that makes your connection precious is also what makes it frightening to your soulmate. They may be questioning, is this real? Can something this profound actually last? Am I misinterpreting these feelings? If you're enjoying this divine message and finding clarity in these words, please take a moment to like this video. Your simple action helps this message reach others who may be searching for precisely this understanding. Now, let us explore the origins of your soulmate's doubt more deeply. The angels show me that many soulmates carry similar patterns of wounding, despite very different life circumstances. These patterns often include early experiences of conditional love, where affection was tied to performance or behavior rather than inherent worthiness. This creates the belief that love must be earned rather than freely given and received. Experiences of betrayal or abandonment that taught them love is unreliable. These experiences need not be dramatic. Even subtle disappointments accumulated over time can create deep hesitation to trust completely. Societal or family messaging about unworthiness, perhaps tied to their gender, background, appearance, or other aspects of identity. These messages become internalized as truth unless consciously examined and released. Past relationship dynamics where they gave more than they received, creating imbalance and eventual resentment or burnout. This teaches them to be cautious with emotional investment, witnessing troubled relationships during formative years, absorbing the unconscious belief that love inevitably leads to pain rather than joy and growth. Your soulmate's specific combination of these experiences has shaped their capacity to receive the love you offer. Their doubt is the natural outcome of these accumulated lessons that your connection is destined to help them unlearn. Type, I see beyond wounds if you can recognize and honor their journey while maintaining hope for healing. The celestial beings guiding your path want you to understand something crucial. Your soulmate's doubt is not a reflection of your lovability, but of their own healing journey. You have been divinely matched precisely because your energies complement each other in ways that facilitate growth and wholeness for both of you. This means their doubt serves a higher purpose in your connection. It creates the necessary conditions for trust to be built gradually and authentically rather than assumed. It ensures that when they do fully open to you, it will be from a place of conscious choice rather than unconscious pattern. It allows them to heal wounds that might otherwise remain hidden beneath the surface of a less challenging connection. For many soulmates, doubt creates a particular kind of tension that eventually resolves into deeper commitment than would have been possible without this testing period. Like a muscle that grows stronger through resistance, love that overcomes doubt emerges more powerful and resilient. This does not mean you should accept indefinite uncertainty or emotional unavailability. Divine timing is perfect, but it also moves purposefully toward union rather than perpetual separation. There is a natural progression in soulmate connections, from recognition to exploration to testing to commitment. This progression may not follow a linear timeline, but it does maintain forward momentum even through periods of apparent retreat. What signs might indicate your soulmate is beginning to move through their doubt toward greater openness? Watch for increased vulnerability in their communication, sharing fears, hopes, or past experiences they've kept protected. Notice any shift from hypothetical future talk to more concrete planning. Observe whether they begin to include you in their life in more significant ways, introducing you to important people, incorporating you into decisions, creating space for you in their private world. These subtle shifts may happen gradually rather than suddenly. Like the changing of seasons, the transformation from doubt to trust often occurs in barely perceptible increments until one day you realize the landscape has completely changed. If you're experiencing this connection, type, I notice the shifts. To acknowledge the subtle transformations already underway, Let me speak now to those of you feeling impatient with this process. The human experience exists within time, and waiting for someone to work through their doubts can feel like precious moments slipping away. This feeling is valid and understood by the divine. Your desire for full union is natural and beautiful. Yet, consider this perspective. The time spent in this phase of your connection is not merely waiting, it is active preparation. Every moment your soulmate spends processing their doubts brings them closer to the wholeness required for your relationship to flourish at its highest potential. Every experience of your consistent love, despite their hesitation, teaches them that unconditional acceptance is possible. Meanwhile, this period offers you the opportunity to clarify your own needs and boundaries, to strengthen your self-knowledge, to practice the discernment that distinguishes between patience and self-abandonment. These skills will serve your eventual union by ensuring you come together as whole individuals rather than seeking completion through each other. The divine realm encourages you to use this time consciously rather than simply enduring it. Deepen your connection with yourself. Pursue your passions and purpose. Create the life that brings you joy, independent of relationship status. This is not about distracting yourself from longing, but about becoming more fully yourself. The self your soulmate recognized and was drawn to in the first place. Remember that you are not responsible for convincing your soulmate to overcome their doubts. That journey belongs to them. Your responsibility is to remain authentic, to maintain healthy boundaries, and to continue opening your heart to the possibility of love without abandoning your own needs in the process. This balance can be challenging to maintain. The line between patience and self-abandonment sometimes appears thin. The key difference lies in how you feel in the connection. Patience leaves room for hope and possibility, while honoring your worth. Self-abandonment creates progressive depletion and diminishment of your spirit. Type, I honor my journey too, if you commit to this conscious balance. Now I must address something important about divine counterparts. True soulmate connections elevate both individuals rather than depleting either. While doubt creates challenges, the underlying energy between you should feel fundamentally life-giving rather than life-diminishing. If what you're experiencing includes patterns that consistently reduce your sense of worth, create anxiety rather than growth-oriented challenge, or leave you feeling chronically unfulfilled, pause and seek deeper guidance. Not all intense connections are soulmate connections. The divine wants your highest joy and most complete expression. But if what you feel is the genuine dance of approach and retreat with someone who treats you with fundamental respect and care despite their hesitations, then understand you are witnessing the beautiful process of a soul learning to trust what it knows to be true despite past evidence to the contrary. Your soulmate loves you more than they have revealed. Their feelings run deeper than they have expressed. Their thoughts include you more consistently than you realize. Their heart recognizes yours even when their mind creates distance. This is the truth the angels want you to hold close during periods of doubt or confusion. Take a moment now to place your hand over your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. This is the constancy your love offers. This is the foundation upon which doubt will eventually dissolve. This is the truth your soulmate is gradually allowing themselves to believe. If you find yourself thinking of someone specific while hearing these words, know that your thoughts create energetic connection. This person feels your energy even if they cannot consciously identify its source. Your love reaches them across any apparent distance. I invite you now to like this video if these messages resonate with your spirit. Your engagement helps this divine wisdom reach others who may be searching for precisely this understanding during their own soulmate journey. Some of you may be wondering about practical steps to help your soulmate move through their doubt more readily. While their journey ultimately belongs to them, there are ways you can create conditions conducive to greater trust and openness. Maintain consistency in your words and actions. Doubt thrives on unpredictability and withers in the presence of reliable love. Respect their pace without abandoning your needs. This delicate balance communicates both your commitment to the connection and your self-worth. Create safe spaces for vulnerability by responding with acceptance rather than judgment when they do share difficult feelings or experiences that demonstrate trustworthiness in small matters. Building evidence that you can be trusted with their heart in larger ways. Express your own feelings authentically without demand or manipulation. Truth spoken with love creates clarity even when it's challenging. Remember that healing occurs through experience more than intellect. Your soulmate needs to feel emotional safety consistently rather than simply hearing about it conceptually. Above all, maintain faith in the divine timing of your connection. The universe orchestrates circumstances for highest good in ways human perception cannot always grasp immediately. Type, I trust divine timing. If you can surrender to this sacred process while maintaining healthy boundaries for yourself, for those experiencing physical separation from someone you believe is your soulmate, know that distance does not diminish true connection. Soul bonds transcend physical proximity. The work of healing and preparation continues even when direct communication pauses. Trust that if your connection is divinely ordained, the circumstances for reunion will manifest when both souls are ready. During periods of separation, focus on your own growth and healing. Address any patterns within yourself that might contribute to relationship challenges. Strengthen your connection to your own divine guidance. This inner work creates energetic shifts that impact your connection even across distance. The sacred text reminds us in Romans 8:25, "But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently." This patience is not passive resignation, but active faith believing in what is not yet fully manifest, while continuing to live purposefully in the present moment. Your soulmate's love for you exists beyond their doubts, beyond their hesitations, beyond even their conscious awareness. At times, it resides in the soul's recognition of its counterpart, a recognition that transcends the mind's fears and protective mechanisms. This love will find its full expression in divine timing. The journey toward that expression may include challenges that test both your commitment and your boundaries. These tests serve the highest good by ensuring that when full union occurs, it rests on the solid foundation of conscious choice rather than unconscious pattern. I see some of you experiencing tension between surrender to divine timing and honoring your own needs in the present moment. This tension itself is sacred. It keeps you balanced between patience and self-respect. between faith in the connection and commitment to your well-being regardless of outcome. The celestial beings guiding your journey want you to know you can simultaneously honor the potential of your soulmate connection and create a fulfilling life independently of its current status. These are not contradictory but complementary approaches to this sacred journey. Type, I balance faith and self-care. If you commit to this integrated approach, as we move toward conclusion, I invite you to consider what message your spirit most needs to hear today. Perhaps it's validation that your perception of deep connection is accurate despite outward evidence of doubt. Perhaps it's permission to maintain healthy boundaries while remaining open to love's possibilities. Perhaps it's reassurance that divine timing works in perfect ways beyond human understanding. Whatever message resonates most deeply, allow it to settle into your heart. Let it become an anchor during moments of uncertainty. Let it remind you of larger truths when human emotions create temporary confusion. Your soulmate's love for you is real. Their doubt is equally real. Both can exist simultaneously because human beings contain multitudes of contradictory feelings, conflicting desires, simultaneous certainty and uncertainty. This complexity doesn't invalidate the connection, but makes it richly human alongside its divine origins. The divine realm wants you to know this journey with your soulmate was planned before either of you entered physical form. You recognized each other because you have known each other beyond time. The doubts that create current challenges are temporary conditions within eternal connection. This perspective doesn't eliminate human emotions, the longing, the confusion, the occasional hurt when distance replaces closeness. These feelings are natural and valid, but beneath them runs the deeper current of soul recognition that transcends circumstance and emotion. Trust this deeper current. It flows toward union regardless of surface turbulence. It carries both of you toward healing and wholeness, sometimes through challenging waters, but always toward greater love. If these words have brought clarity or comfort to your spirit, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Your engagement creates the opportunity for others to receive messages meant for their hearts as well. As we prepare to conclude this sacred communion, I invite you to type "blessed and guided" in the comments below. This declaration affirms your openness to continued divine guidance on this journey with your soulmate. Remember, beloved soul, you were led to this message for a reason. The words that resonated most deeply were meant specifically for your heart. The clarity you feel was divinely orchestrated. The hope rekindled was intentionally ignited. Carry this understanding forward as you navigate the beautiful complexity of your soulmate connection. Know that doubt will eventually yield to trust, that fear will ultimately surrender to love, that divine timing unfolds with perfect precision even when human perception cannot immediately grasp its wisdom. You are loved by the divine realm that guides your journey and by the soulmate whose heart recognizes yours, even through the veil of doubt. This love is your birthright and your destiny. Trust its unfolding with patient faith and unwavering self-worth. Until we meet again in this sacred space, may divine light illuminate your path. May celestial wisdom guide your choices. May eternal love sustain your spirit through every step of this magnificent journey. Share this message with someone who needs to hear these words today. Divine guidance works through many channels, including your willingness to extend light to others walking similar paths. Go forward in faith, beloved one. The angels have shown me more about your journey that I must share with you now. Your soulmate carries your essence within them, a spiritual imprint that remains, regardless of physical distance or emotional barriers. This imprint sometimes manifests as a sudden thought of you that seems to come from nowhere, a dream where you appear with startling clarity, or a sense of your presence in rooms where you are not physically present. This connection exists beyond the physical realm, which is why no amount of doubt can truly sever it. The bond between divine counterparts operates on multiple dimensions, simultaneously emotional, mental, spiritual, and energetic. Even when doubt creates distance in one dimension, the connection remains intact in others. Type, I feel the connection. If you've experienced these mysterious moments of connection across distance or during silence, the divine realm wants you to understand something crucial about your soulmate's inner world. Beneath their doubt lies a profound fear, not of loving you, but of failing you. They question not your worthiness, but their capacity to be the partner your magnificent soul deserves. This fear often manifests as hesitation that you might misinterpret as lack of interest or commitment. In truth, their concern about failing you demonstrates how deeply they value you. One does not fear disappointing someone who holds no importance. Their worry about inadequacy reveals the pedestal upon which they've placed your connection, sometimes so high that they question their ability to reach it. Psalm 27:14 reminds us, wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord. This sacred wisdom applies beautifully to soulmate connections. The waiting period is not empty time, but rather filled with purpose, strengthening both souls for the union that awaits when doubt dissolves and trust fully blossoms. Many of you have experienced moments of profound connection with your soulmate, instances where time seemed to stand still, where communication flowed effortlessly, where you felt completely seen and understood. These moments are glimpses of your potential together, temporarily free from the constraints of doubt. They are not illusions, but rather previews of the relationship that awaits when healing is complete. Remember, these moments when confusion arises, they represent your truest connection, the reality that exists beyond fear and protective patterning. They are the North Star guiding you through periods of uncertainty. If these moments of crystal clarity amidst confusion resonate with your experience, take a moment now to like this video. Your engagement helps others find this divine message. When they most need its wisdom, the celestial beings guiding your journey want you to understand the purpose behind your soulmate's protective barriers. These barriers were not created to exclude you specifically, but to shield their heart from pain experienced long before you entered their life. The doubt you encounter is not personal rejection, but the manifestation of wounds seeking healing through the very connection they seem to resist. Your consistent presence, loving without demanding, understanding without abandoning your own needs, creates the safe space in which these barriers can gradually dissolve. Each time you respond to distance with compassion rather than withdrawal, to fear with understanding rather than judgment, You demonstrate the unconditional love their soul has been seeking across lifetimes. Type, I choose compassion. If you commit to this enlightened approach to your connection, there is something powerful you should know. Your soulmate studies you when you aren't looking. They observe how you interact with others, how you handle challenges, how you express joy and navigate disappointment. This observation isn't critical, but curious. They are trying to understand the magnificent soul they recognize on a deep level. What they discover during this observation either challenges or confirms their doubts. When they see your authenticity, your kindness, your resilience, their soul rejoices while their protective mind grows more afraid. For truly recognizing your value makes the prospect of losing you more frightening. This paradox explains much of their contradictory behavior, the simultaneous pull toward you and push away from vulnerability. Understanding this dynamic can help you maintain compassion during confusing interactions. Isaiah 41 minutes and 10 seconds offers beautiful guidance for this journey. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Though spoken in divine context, this wisdom applies to soulmate connections. The strength to persevere comes from something greater than human emotion alone. For those experiencing communication gaps with your soulmate, know that silence often masks intense internal processing. What appears as absence frequently conceals deep contemplation about the connection, evaluation of readiness for greater vulnerability, or wrestling with fears that arise precisely because the connection matters so profoundly. During these periods, focus on the energetic communication that transcends words. Send thoughts of love without attachment to specific outcomes. Trust that these energies reach their destination beyond physical limitations. The soul receives messages that the conscious mind might temporarily resist. If you've experienced meaningful synchronicities related to your soulmate repeated numbers, songs that seem to speak directly to your situation, dreams with clear messages, know that these are not coincidental. They are divine confirmations of the connection's authenticity. Despite human complications, type, I recognize the signs. If you've experienced these mystical affirmations of your journey, as we approach the conclusion of this divine message, I invite you to share this video with others who might be navigating the complex territory of soulmate connections. Your willingness to extend wisdom becomes part of the sacred exchange that helps many hearts find clarity and peace. Remember always, the doubt that creates current challenges in your connection is temporary, but the soul recognition is eternal. What exists beyond human fear is more powerful than what manifests through it. The love your soulmate feels for you is more constant than their expression of it might currently suggest. Hold this truth in your heart. During moments of confusion or longing, let it sustain you when human emotions create temporary turbulence. Let it remind you of the larger journey when daily interactions seem to contradict. Deeper knowing, you are precisely where you need to be on this sacred path. The timing of your connection, including its challenges, serves the highest good of both souls involved. Trust this divine orchestration even when human perception cannot immediately grasp its wisdom. Before we part, type, blessed and divinely guided in the comments to affirm your openness to continued celestial wisdom on this journey. Your declaration creates spiritual receptivity to the guidance that surrounds you constantly. Beloved soul, you have been held in divine light throughout this message. The angels who watch over your journey continue their vigilant care long after these words conclude. They celebrate your willingness to understand the complex nature of soulmate love rather than surrendering to simpler interpretations. This wisdom you now carry changes everything, not by magically eliminating challenges, but by transforming how you perceive them. What once appeared as rejection now reveals itself as protection born from wounded love. What seemed like inconsistency now shows itself as the natural rhythm of a soul healing, while loving. Go forward with this enlightened perspective. Let it guide your responses, inform your patience, and strengthen your boundaries. Let it help you love with wisdom rather than fear, with compassion rather than demand, with faith and divine timing rather than human urgency. Your soulmate's love for you remains constant beneath the shifting sands of doubt. Trust this unchanging truth as the journey unfolds according to divine design. The union that awaits you both will be more beautiful for having weathered these necessary storms of growth and healing. Until we meet again in this sacred space, may divine light illuminate your path. May celestial wisdom guide your choices. May eternal love sustain your spirit through every step of this magnificent journey toward union with the one whose soul recognized yours across time and space. Thank you for watching.